welcome back to Wednesday.
You don't even know what day it is.
Saturday. Welcome back to Wednesday Night Standard here at Top Deck Productions in lovely GameSwap Mason, Ohio.
And it actually is lovely for once.
It is. It's actually very nice outside. It's never nice here. I'm Justin Blackburn.
I'm Keely, also known as Ren.
And our camera is frozen down there.
Yay, frozen cameras again! I hate that. I hope we get that fixed soon.
So yesterday Jake was trying to fix it, but it did not work. So
I'm honestly, I'm not that surprisrised.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on with it, but it's been doing it for like 2 weeks.
It's still freezing.
Oh geez, it's got to be something with XSplit probably.
It's just something we have to live with currently.
It's either something with XSplit or something with the computer.
Yeah.
So our first match of the night, we've got Esper Knights versus Green-White Creatures. I'm looking forward to this.
I am too. I don't actually know what Alex is playing for blue. I see a hostage taker, so
that seems pretty good.
Yeah,
it's also not a knight, though.
It's a good blue card. It is not a knight, but it is very good at taking your opponent's stuff. So
very. So it looks like we've got a mulligan from Luke.
Yeah. I don't know how familiar Luke is with this deck. I know I've seen him play it once or twice, but
to be honest, the only deck that I've seen that I recall ever seeing Luke play is Merfolk in both Standard and Modern.
Yeah, he's done that.
Our resident Merfolk player.
Well, not anymore.
He was, and that makes me very sad that he's not anymore.
While, but
that's still because that's okay.
Sorry.
No, it's cool. I'm getting reached over to unlock our computer so we can actually read the chat.
Got it.
There we go. Yeah, teamwork.
Yeah.
That made a good sound too.
It did.
We are not currently offline.
Luke plays green-black snake mostly. He's not on Sultai Snake anymore, but I know he likes to switch it up. So he plays Modern sometimes, and he's playing this deck.
All right, so we've got a.
I remember that's the Energy Mana Dork.
It's something of the Conduit.
Druid of the Conduit.
I think it's Druid of the Conduit. I think you're right.
I just know it's the Energy Mana Dork.
Right.
I just have very lame names for everything. He does have a nice forest in his hand.
Ooh, that is a very nice forest. That's the Unhinged?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to be using the Infect counter tracker as our energy counter. Got a Fatal Push.
Yeah, I mean, push the bird. You just don't want mana.
Right.
Imagine Alex is just not looking for a Shalai, hoping that the Shalai is the last thing he sees, because it's just a really good
Shalai
creature.
is a very, very good card.
It's just not something he can easily deal with, because no deck can really easily deal with it.
Right.
I mean, he can cast out it, but
yeah, I mean, if you're able to Revolt push it, is pretty much one of the few ways to deal with it, since it itself does not have Hexproof.
Right.
We do see that Alex is playing cast outs, so that definitely is viable.
Yeah, it's just it's rough because there's no good clean removal, because Luke could be playing Naturalized Dinosaur to just clean up cast out, and then he gets shot back.
So we've got the Bliston 2.
Bliston 2, crew, smack you. That seems pretty good.
Pain energy go up to 23.
Yep.
All right, so that's 2 cast downs down for Alex.
I guess he plays 4 because it's just an easy card to cycle, because it seems like he's mostly on white. I don't know if it's something that he really wants to even be playing game 1. I think it's more of a failsafe red button for Hazaret and Chandra and stuff like that.
That makes sense.
And then he has, I mean, it's clean removal, relatively speaking.
And it's 2 to cycle, or is it 1 to cycle?
It's 1. It's just a white.
It's just a white to cycle. Oh, a white to cycle.
Yeah.
So at that point, it's pay 1 white, draw a card, which is definitely not bad in the main deck.
It's not a bad 4-of just because of how easy it is to just cycle and be done with. Especially because he, apparently, with his lands anyway, he's playing a mostly white deck with black and blue. Take the Harvester, right? Because Ballista will just shoot him. Actually, I don't mind Ballista.
Yeah, Ballista dying here takes him off being able to crew it, but yeah, he is going to take the Harvester.
I think either is a fine choice. Harvester is going to keep hitting him. Ballista will just deal him 2. Or no, Ballista will kill his knight. And he can't. I mean, he can't stop it killing his knight anyway. Luke's either going to grow it and kill the knight, or just kill the knight straight up if it's targeted. So
we've got to cast down Luke's hand now.
And another Ballista.
And Johnny Valiant Protector, is that which one that is?
I don't know that card's name. Yeah.
I know it's the one that's not in the Planeswalker decks.
It's the Aether Revolt one.
Yeah.
It's
the main set one.
Right. It is the one that plus reveal an online, or look at the top 3. You can put any online permanents from your hand into your of the revealed into your hand, and the minus Sword Supply shares. And this card is actually one of the most overperforming cards I've ever seen in the green-white deck.
Really?
Yeah, it was one of the best cards last time I've seen it played.
Putting down the cast down on the Hostage Taker, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine.
It's a nice little pile of exile.
Yeah, he gets that back. That would have been really awkward if they missed that. But
Johnny Unyielding, thank you, chat.
Yeah.
Valiant Protector must be and Servant of the Conduit. We were both wrong.
Servant, okay.
But
It is
yeah,
a druid, I believe.
it is. I think it's a druid. Yeah, there we go. There's a Johnny Unyielding.
Yep. And the minus is actually
pretty bonkers.
A very clean way to kill your opponent. And
I love that card. I have yet to be able to actually ult it in Commander, which is the only format that I play it in.
I've ulted it before. I've ulted it once. And
So we're casting out that's the cast out that's casting out the Hostage Taker.
I don't know if I like that play.
Boy, this is convoluted, isn't it?
It doesn't actually seem that bad. It's just I don't like it. It seems to...
It's amusingly convoluted.
Yeah. So I believe Luke is at 19.
And yeah, the Johnny Valiant Protector is the Planeswalker deck one.
Okay.
I play them both in my green-white deck and Commander. I just forget the names, because they're both very, very similar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a Johnny Unyielding just kind of says, find more threats to pressure your opponent. It's good
Pretty much any green-white Ajani says that, though.
It's good against blue-white if it resolves. Like,
Right, so we've popped the Walking Blessed to take out the Hostage Taker.
Yeah. I mean, I expected it. He's still getting beat to death with that knight.
Mm-hmm.
And if Alex plays a black card, it's just going to be even bigger. But it doesn't appear that he has one in his hand.
Nope, but we do have a Walking Ballista from him now. Also on 2, it looks like.
Yeah, he's holding up cast
Yep, also on
down.
2. Ooh, a promo cast down.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a pretty promo.
It's nice looking.
Granted, I think most promos are pretty.
Yeah, that's also true. I think Luke's just kind of running out of gas. He doesn't have a lot happening.
Right. Well, here we get a Servant coming down. Get a little bit more mana.
He can play a Johnny if it lives. But
yeah, it has to live through the turn, but the Walking Ballista might just shoot it down.
No, it's just getting cast down. I think
most likely.
If he crews the Aethersworn Harvester, the Aethersworn Harvester is getting cast down.
Let's see. It is a 2/2.
Aethersworn crew 3?
That is what I'm. I believe it's crew 2 because it has to be crew 2 because the Walking Ballista crewed it.
You're right. Okay.
Yeah, I was actually, and yes, it is a druid. I was actually just checking the PT of, yep, and there it got ballisted.
Huh. Why didn't he crew it in response?
Yep, and there it got cast down on the Aethersphere Harvester.
Alex is probably playing Gear Hulk now that I think.
Yeah, it is crew 1.
Crew 1.
So he didn't necessarily have to crew it in response. And there we've got the Knight of Malice.
I mean, I still
so we
like
got some tag teaming knights.
Yep. Some very good pressure because they just make each other larger to kill.
And I think I agree in chat with I'm the Naysayer. My favorite Ajani is the one alt get 100 life. I do love that one. I love playing it with Sarah Avatar.
That's the one from the Theros block, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I just opened one of those the other day randomly, and I don't know how I feel, but
I don't remember if I'm still playing that one or not.
I was happy with opening it. It was just a
so
weird
we've got
pack to open, regardless. Sky Sovereign?
Thank you. I don't know a lot of the vehicles.
It's not a very played one. I see it every once in a while as a one-of in some decks.
Yeah, this is not one I'm super familiar with, but I also haven't seen a lot of them.
I see it mostly in Legends decks. So Luke could be playing like a happy medium between Legends and creatures. It bolts a creature and it or a planeswalker, which that's why it's being played, because it cleans Teferi up pretty well.
Yeah. Creature or planeswalker, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's got decent stats itself.
Yeah, 6/5 for a crew 3 is not bad at all. I'm kind of glad it's not. Well, actually, I'm not sure if it's more overpowered here or, and this is saying a lot about me as a person, or on the Magic the Gathering Match 3 app. Because it's also really, really good in the Match 3 app.
I don't know what that is.
So there is a Magic the Gathering app. It is a Match 3 game.
Isn't that like Bejeweled? Or
kind of, yeah. Except when you're matching gems, you're actually getting mana to cast cards. It's a really interesting fusion of the actual Magic the Gathering game and a Match 3 game. So it's really interesting.
Alex is not happy. He's like, well,
yeah, there is the unyielding.
God.
Yep.
Yeah, it is a Swords of Plowshares when it minuses. Exalted
and that was
creature,
really good against the Scarab God here.
Gain life equal to its power. Yes, it was very good. Luke did draw the land for that as well. That's what he needed the servant for.
And it looks like he is now hellbent.
Yeah. No, the green-white is not good at maintaining cards.
No, there's not a lot of good card advantage in green, unfortunately. I say that as a green player.
Well, the best one, of course, is Lifecraster's Bestiary. Which,
right.
I mean, that's fine. It's fine. Yeah, block and shoot before damage. Yeah, I would want to protect this Ajani here. Ajani is your best card advantage.
Right, so he's probably gonna +2 it here to try and find some more threats.
It's top 3.
So there's an on-land. That's a land, and that's a land. So he gets Llanowar Elves.
That's still fine.
A very pretty promo Llanowar Elves. I really like that promo.
Yeah. I mean, you got one off of me the other day.
Did I trade you for that?
Yes.
I have to figure out what I did with it. I'm sure it's somewhere in my binder. Somewhere.
But, yeah, I mean, that card's... It does say... It says, look at the top 3, but it also says don't draw the lands that you flip, which is important.
Yeah, it is some of the best green card advantage of this format.
He just doesn't want to see any more lands. He has plenty. He has enough to activate Shalai's ability. So I think I'm okay with Ajani just taking the hit here.
But he's going to go ahead and protect it.
I mean, he can block, but...
Yeah, the Llanowar Elves isn't doing him a whole lot here. He's got a land in his hand.
Oh, now he has Shalai. He's fine.
Yeah.
But...
Probably still go ahead and plus here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Try and dig for some more threats.
There's no reason to Swords that night. Especially because Shalai can just block it.
Right. Shalai can just block it forever. Got another Llanowar Elves.
Sky Sovereign, so... That's
and a Lyra.
That is a triple hit. I believe he is playing Legends, which is interesting. I don't know.
We have our land for turn.
Very similar decks. I guess if we see Shauna, that's the real way to tell. And we have not yet, but...
So either Angel here looks pretty good. So the Knight...
Lyra will be played, but I kind of like Shalai a little better here.
Not that one. Yep, gonna go ahead and crew and shoot down the Knight. That is definitely some pretty effective board clearing right there.
What does Alex have in his hand? Do you know?
I am not certain.
Okay. Because it...
I know he had cycled a land. Oh, it's a Seal Away.
That's fine. Seal Away is some of the cleanest removal. You really can't beat to
Right.
exile target creature for as long as it remains there.
So you definitely still have some protection in case something comes down
I think you drew a
with
knight,
haste.
but you can't just play it because it'll just die to Sky Sovereign.
Right.
Because he flipped the.
Oh, we have
Shalai.
another Ajani in hand. Doesn't do a whole lot of
It
good.
doesn't do a lot, but it's not a dead card necessarily.
No, so we're gonna go ahead and plus Ajani again. Get Lyra number 2, a land, and a walking ballista.
Ballista, I believe, is just lethal.
So let's see how much can he cast it for. So he can cast it for 3 here, and he can corrupt the Sky Sovereign.
Right.
He really has no bad options in hand of what to cast here, other than obviously Ajani or the Sky Sovereign.
Yeah, I mean,
he could, but there's no reason to.
yeah. I like cast Shalai here. Crew.
Yeah, it looks like he is gonna cast
then
Shalai
Ballista
and
for
crew.
death. Because I doubt Alex. Yeah.
And Alex is gonna go ahead and scoop it
Alex
up.
is just scooping because
Yeah, once that Ajani got down and was able to stick, Luke really got the card advantage that he needed in order to come back from kind of a board stall.
right. Ajani, again, he's one of the most overperforming cards that I've seen in the green-white builds. I don't see him in every build, but every build I've seen has won. I haven't seen that deck. I mean, I know it does lose, but I have not seen it lose personally with that card.
It does definitely seem really good because it is some much needed card advantage in green.
So we see what Alex is sideboarding in. I think he's skipped over the settles. Yeah, he did. Let's put in an artifact removal. Artifact and enchantment removal.
Yeah, artifact and enchantment exile.
Yeah.
It's a really good card. I actually play that in Dramoka in my green-white commander deck.
It's a good card because you can cycle it. Right.
And it's for
Yeah, that is
and it's the exact same mana cost as the same effect on a spell from the Tarkir block. I believe it was from Dragons. It's still 3 mana instant to exile target aura, enchantment or artifact. So with the addition of being able to cycle it for 2 when it's unnecessary is really good.
So, what is?
I think Luke seems to be taking out his Llanowar Elves.
I like that because Luke wants to go for the long game here. He doesn't necessarily want dorks like that. Like a Llanowar Elf is very good on the play, but it gets
on the
so
draw.
much
It's
worse
not
on
quite.
the draw. It's kind of the same reason that if you're playing like a mid-range mirror match in Modern, you take out your hand hate.
Right.
Because you're going to go to the long game, and you cannot have dead draws.
So it looks like he's also considering taking out the Sky Sovereigns.
I think that's a good choice, because he knows Alex is probably going to put in something to deal with him.
So we've got Anissa, the Brontodon.
Caught in the headlights, I believe.
Yeah, Prowling Serpapard seems pretty good in a matchup like this.
Yeah, it's a very good body to kill the knights.
And since he knows that Alex is a blue deck, it also gives him that protection against counter spells.
Right. I can't imagine Alex running many more than possibly a Disallow or Essence Scatter in the board.
Right.
And we did not see those. We saw negates, which...
And we do also see some heroic interventions from Luke, which is an excellent, excellent card.
It is. I can't imagine Alex would bring a negate. He didn't, but I can't imagine he would ever do that in this matchup. I didn't see what he put in, Alex. I saw him kind of flip through his sideboard.
So I guess we will just have to see in game 2.
Yeah.
So overall, who do you think is favored in this matchup?
Uh,
Or do you think it's pretty evenly matched?
I don't know what kind of stuff Alex runs, so I'm not...
So it's really
sure.
it's going to be hard to see until
Yeah.
after this game.
So, kind of, like, I've watched a lot of Alex's games, and I've always seen him play kind of control-y cards, so I'm kind of expecting a Gear Hulk in here.
Makes
Just,
sense.
Like, the way he was tapping and the way he spread out his graveyard.
That makes sense.
Says that he might care about his graveyard like that, but then again, that could just be his playstyle.
Right.
So, like, I'm not completely sure. It's kind of like one of those signals, but it could also be a false signal,
Right.
and I'm not sure. So I guess Alex would play History of Numenalia in there because he is a Knights deck.
Which makes sense.
I can't think of anything else that he would play. He seems to be like a kind of mid-rangey Knight deck.
With a little bit of control added in.
Right. And, I mean, Luke is kind of just doing it's a green deck with white, so...
It's pretty green smashy, featuring white. Featuring angels.
Yeah, the angels come in for support and to finish off your opponent.
Right. And the angels that we've gotten from Dominaria do seem really, really good.
Yep.
I mean, speaking as I've mentioned like 6 times at this point, Commander, Shalai is the first commander since Dromoka that I've actually seen that I actually really like as my green-white commander.
I mean, Shalai is a very, very good card.
Yeah.
Lyra is a Baneslayer Angel, and that's great.
Right.
We have Sarah Angel, which I haven't seen in Constructed yet, but I just love me some Sarah Angel.
It is really good.
It's just a very classic card. I own revised copies of that card just for because.
Oh, you own cards that are older than you are. That's adorable.
Yeah, I own a lot of cards that are older than me.
I actually own a Shivan Dragon that I think is like less than a year younger than me.
What set is it from?
I think it's from Revised, but I'm not sure. It's actually in my binder. We can take a look at it between rounds. It's actually why I bought it, because I think it's from 94.
So Revised is 93.
I think it's from 94. It might be from 93. I'm still not 100% sure.
Okay.
It's white border, so I know it's either Unlimited, Revised, or 4th.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never...
What about 5th?
Doesn't 5th have a set symbol?
Nope. Maybe.
I don't know. We'll look at it in between rounds.
Yeah, I have a bad habit of going through bulk, and I will purchase bulk.
You mean like my bulk?
I don't know.
You've been through my bulk. You helped me sort it.
I have. I've gone through about 15K bulk, and I can tell you alternate 4th edition, 4th edition, 5th edition. I can pretty much give you the in order they came out sets and them alphabetically in Wooburg order. And that's just how my collection is sorted, so...
Yeah, mine's a lot more complicated. It looks like our camera is frozen. Oh, there it goes. It's back. It just needed a moment.
It did. So we see a Knight and a Ballista. That's kind of what I expected.
Yeah.
Alex seems to be more in the black-white play. I can't see exactly what's on the... I see the Knight of Malice.
So we've got a Serpapard coming down.
Serpapard is good.
Yeah, so we've got the double Knight of Malice.
Yep.
So he could really use a white permanent right about now.
I don't know what that would do. Serpapard's a 3/4, right?
I think it's a 3/2 actually.
That's not good at all.
No, that's not Prowling Serpapard. I can't type today. There it is. It is a 4/3.
4/3. Okay, that's... So, yeah, Alex does need that white permanent, because that makes it eat the Serpapard. But
otherwise, it's going to be a very hungry cat snake.
Yeah.
Nope, there we got a white Ixalan's binding. Wow, I really can't spell today.
I don't know what Ixalan's binding does.
I'm looking it up. It is 3 and a white enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent opponent controls until it leaves the battlefield. Your opponent can't cast spells with the same name as the exiled card.
Okay.
And there it is up on the screen.
Yeah.
So he has locked down the Serpapard, which is really good here.
Yeah. That seems fine.
So we've got a Jade Light Ranger, reveal land.
Flip a land, and...
Flip a Rishkar. So we're going to get 1 counter on...
I like keeping Rishkar.
Jade Light Ranger. Yeah.
I don't like giving your opponent information like that, but Rishkar is a very good card with Ballista.
Mm-hmm. Rishkar's a very good card in general. I think it's actually fairly underrated.
It is. It's actually seeing its respected play in Standard all of a sudden.
Good.
It hasn't for a while, but it's coming back for sure, and I think that's good, because I think it is a very good card.
It is.
He's in green, black, snake, and green, white decks.
One of the really interesting things about Rishkar that I have found, that I actually kind of found by accident when I was building a Hapatra commander deck, Do you know that Rishkar does not just say creatures with +1/+1 counters tap for green? It is any counter.
Interesting.
So I was actually playing him in a neg 1 counter deck, and it still was really good. So we've got a Blossoming Defense on the Jade Light Ranger to block it up.
Yep. Yeah, Luke, once these knights gone.
And there's another one on the field.
Yeah. And
well, so that is still 1 out of 3 dealt with.
Luke has a seal, or not Luke. Alex has a seal away and something else. Luke has
Rishkar to hand. It looks like there's a Castaway there.
Rishkar, Castaway.
It looks like another Blossoming Defense.
Blossoming Defense.
And one other card that was green that I did not see.
I think there were 2 Blossoming Defenses.
Well, there's Rishkar.
I think he had 3 Blossoming Defenses in that hand at some point.
So we're getting 2 +1/+1 counters. Another one on. So we're upping the 2 we already have.
I don't like that too much. Yeah.
It is. There are 2 Blossoming Defenses.
So it's kind of it's awkward, but I kind of like it in this situation. Like, it's not ideal, but
But you can also block tap plus,
right.
Which is really good.
That's
Rishkar giving you that option to be able to.
Like,
yeah.
It's not something that would seem fine, but in this situation, I actually like it.
And that actually will leave him a white up if he ends up needing to cycle the cast out, unless he wants to use it on the Ixalan's Binding. Because cast out can also hit anything, right?
Cast out is any non-permanent. That's why the cast out
yeah.
Cast out. That's also why it's very good.
Right.
It gets rid of gods, it gets rid of planeswalkers.
It gets rid of all the things.
Yeah.
And sometimes get you a land.
I've seen it hit a Search for Azcanta once.
Oh, that's pretty brutal.
It is pretty good, too. I'm surprised I don't see it more often, because it's one of the few ways blue-white can take care of Search for Azcanta besides countering it.
And there we go. We have the cast down the Ixalan's Binding. Get back to Serpapard.
I like it. I think it's timely and fine. What?
This will get rid of the white permanent too, so the knights aren't quite as strong.
It's replacing with a white permanent.
Oh, it is any player controls a white permanent. That's right. I keep forgetting that the knights are actually really, really good.
What phase was that in?
I believe that was in his main phase 1.
I don't like that because it has flash, but...
Well, he had to untap to be able to cast it.
I know, but I don't know why he couldn't have done that on Alex's turn.
Yeah, it looks like that was during his main phase. So let's see. So there is definitely a seal away in Alex's hand. Alright, so we're going to combat. Swing. Looks like a fatal push, actually.
Seal away, planes, and... yeah, probably a push.
It looks like a push to me. Yep, tap to Blossoming Defense it.
And then it gets sealed away in response.
Yep.
And is it worth firing out that second Blossoming Defense?
Apparently it is.
And then it's going to get pushed and it's going to die anyway.
Well, that might actually be why he did the cast out in his main phase, because without the revolt trigger, he can't push the Jade Light Ranger. Because it is a 3 mana.
Right. Okay.
So that is actually pretty decently good there. So the push is not a threat to anything right now except for the Walking Ballista, but that's not a very good target.
Ballista will kill whatever.
Right. So it's not a very good target.
What?
I
think it's when it enters.
I'm gonna check. Yeah, when it enters the battlefield, because he did it in response to that on the stack.
It was the only legal target at that time, and then.
So now he has an empty seal away.
Yep. But it's okay, because when it dies, Luke gets that nothing back.
So let's see. So I can't see what he is considering casting.
It's probably the 4th night.
It is a push on the Pard, because he did have Revolt now.
Thank you, J Skeezy57, for following.
So we've got Shalai coming down.
Yeah, see, there's Alex spreading out his graveyard like he has a Gear Hulk.
And that could very easily be a mind trick.
Yeah. Or just something to do on your opponents. Because I certainly mess with my graveyard like that.
Alright, so we've got 6 coming in.
Yep. Kindly put the knee in your opponent's back. Doomfall. No, that's Argle. Is that Doomfall?
It is Doomfall. Ah, yeah, Shalai with Hexproof on you.
Got him. That's pretty good.
Gotta love the Leyline of Sanctity in Standard.
Yeah, it's Shalai is OP.
Shalai is really, really good.
Not even OP, just very good. It's a fair card.
It is actually
so good.
Yeah, and it really is fair because she doesn't have Hexproof herself, and with her being a legend,
she's easily dealt with.
Now, see, you put the mask on her, and then it's a little less fair, but that's also a lot of mana to have spent.
What mask?
The copy mask, the pretender mimic mask that makes them take away legend.
Oh, Hum of the Host?
That.
Okay.
Yes, that.
That seems much more complicated than curators wanting her. And then
I don't know what Curator's one does. It just gives her hexproof. Okay.
But so Shalai only gives you and planeswalkers and your creatures
other creatures.
So the rest of your permanents don't have hexproof, so those can still be dealt with.
No, but as soon as
wrath effects can still happen.
Right.
But
as soon as you have a blossoming defense, if it's targeted removal, you're fine.
Yeah.
And it looks like he does in fact have his other blossoming defense in hand.
No, he had 3. That's.
I believe he drew into the 4th one.
Wow. Okay. So Alex seeing a ton of knights and Luke seeing a ton of. I think that's kind of just game.
Yeah,
Luke's
bringing down that.
Luke's certainly pressuring him.
Yeah, and Alex scoops it up once more.
I think Alex might have put in Fumigate. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think Alex just didn't see all of the things that he needed to deal with all of Luke's removal.
Right. He just saw the knights of.
Right, and Luke just drew removal after removal after
Luke saw
blossoming defense.
Cards, Alex saw a couple of removal spells and the knights, and nothing else to really pressure the opponent.
Right. Unfortunately for Alex, Luke just drew naturally into everything he could have needed.
Yeah.